3, 2, 1. We're on Facebook.
Wow.
It's a delay, so it looks. There you go.
Cool, man.
We look better. How are you, Neil?
Oh, really well. Really
Welcome
well. How are you?
again. I'm good, man. Yeah. Busy Saturday in the shop.
Yeah.
Had the show in the morning.
Yeah.
Watched by millions.
Saw that lovely Gretsch go out the door just minutes ago too.
Yes, if you're watching and you're the owner of that Gretsch, I haven't mentioned that to you, but I will. I will. It's gone. It's sold. Michael Ray is on. G'day, Michael.
Oh, hey, Michael. Hey, by the way, Michael Ray, first guy in a while who's bought this album.
Oh.
He bought this a couple of weeks ago. And
Did he come to your show?
He came to my website.
Oh, right.
And I saw it in my emails thinking, I sold another download.
Yeah.
And a week went by and I had a closer look and I went, oh, it's a CD. So I had to send him an apologetic email and say, sorry, Michael, wasn't expecting a physical sale today, but yeah.
Cool, man. Oh, Michael's always here.
He's a premium follower.
He's a premium follower, and in fact, I think I saw him very early this morning in the alley, following me. I'm not 100% about that, but now, Neil, down to business. Neil Boland, Neil Hawker, Neil the Hawk Boland, just the Hawk.
Yeah, whatever you want.
What is going on?
Look, at this stage, whatever you want. Look, the original idea of having a stage name was to kind of, sort of build a little bit of a bluesy brand compared to what I do over in Pickpocket Land with the funk and everything else,
Yes.
And it was cool, and I really am proud of it and all that, but it just became a bit too hard to manage on the social media channels. And you know what? Life's too short for stressing too much about that stuff. And
was Facebook doing funny stuff with you, or pulling your website down or something?
No, it was pretty fundamental stuff, but it was pretty basic stuff, but it was kind of repetitive, and it got to the point where it's just like, this is not worth it. So basically, you know how musicians will build up a band page on Facebook, and then eventually they put out the announcement going, I'm shutting down my personal one, and I'm just going to go through the band one. And I didn't want to do that, but I wanted to spend less time on the personal thing because it was like way too much time on there, you know. So I thought what I'll do is I'll just set up another admin personal profile under a different name and just operate the page there. And
Neil Hawker Smith.
Yeah, well, you can actually find it out there. So if you want to make friends with Neil Hawker, you can. But there's going to be nothing in the feed.
Yes.
And basically, that's when Facebook started to make things hard for me. And I thought, you know what, this never used to be a factor.
Yes.
You know, and it's like I just want to get back to concentrating on the music instead of spending hours fighting with the social media channel. And thanks for the live feed, by the way. But and the other thing is too, I kind of wanted to make it sound a little bit more bandish and a bit more open to different configurations in the future, and maybe the direction of the music just a little bit down another road.
So back to Neil Boland.
Yeah.
And the band is now Hawker Heights.
Hawker Heights.
And who is in your band?
Well,
because you've got like 500 bands.
Yeah. So if you look at my Facebook page, I've got a core unit of about 4 or 5 guys. And then I've actually got a list of other musicians that I've decided that also deserve credit because they've learnt my music and come and done filling gigs and stuff for me as well. So they're my outsourced team. So they're my call center guys who come in and they call in the songs.
Emergency backup.
They are. So
stunt guitar.
Like over the last couple of years since I started doing the blues project and having been Neil Hawker and all that kind of stuff. I've probably had about 15 to 20 musicians involved in different capacities, whether it be on the CD, playing live with me, just depending on availability. And and
you had some fairly, I'll use a music word, fancy pants players on your South by East, and you can see in the background we've got South by East. You had the guitar player from Rock Quiz, the original one, keyboardist.
Yeah, so that's James Black. Also of Mondo Rock and Black Cyrus fame, and
fantastic.
Whoever else he's playing for, I don't know. But
amazing.
It's the guy with the hat.
The guy with the hat.
But I didn't want to just say that because he's an amazing musician. I don't want to just say the guy with the hat from television. You know, it's worth mentioning. I got him in because he's got a really, really fluid Dr. John style of piano playing.
All right.
He's got that New Orleans thing going on too.
It's fantastic.
And so I got him in for a few tracks. And
excellent.
Yeah.
Now, sir, so just clearing it up. It's Neil Boland, Hawker Heights, and Hawker Heights is on Facebook, isn't it? I'm
Hawker
pretty sure.
Heights
I
is
tagged you.
the original Neil Hawker Facebook page is now the Hawker Heights Facebook page.
Excellent.
I put an announcement out to my followers so they didn't feel jibbed for
Yes,
following me.
yes,
And
yes.
I can guarantee pretty much whatever I write in the future musically is going to be blues orientated, but I'm looking at other influences as well.
Have you got some gigs coming up with Hawker Heights?
I've only got one in February,
Okay.
and that's going to be at the Eltham Jazz and Blues Festival.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Wow.
which is
Might
pretty
come
cool.
and see. Okay, that's during the day. Is it?
Well, I'm playing on the Saturday night at around about 7 p.m.
That's not too bad.
So, yeah.
I might actually. Well, Lily's sister lives out there, so
Oh,
we
cool.
go out a fair bit.
Yeah.
Now, Neil, tell us about what you're playing today. And while you do that, I'm going to plug this camera in. I've been very naughty.
Yep.
And unplugged it.
Okay, so while Anthony's doing his technical work over there, this is a Paul Reed Smith Brent Mason signature model, which is absolutely beautiful.
As owned
And-
by Sir John Dallymore.
As owned by John Dallymore, legendary
Yes.
Aussie guitar player.
Yes.
And what is funny about this is that I just walked in today and gravitated towards it and picked it up and went, this is really beautiful. And that's what happened when I bought my Les Paul here
Yes.
as well. I picked up the Les Paul and something about this is really cool, I'll take it. And then Anthony told me it was John Dallymore's
Funnily
guitar.
enough.
So
yeah.
his mojo is magnetic.
Well, no, every guitar is John Dallymore's here. It's just a John Dallymore. He's got so many guitars.
This is his
his
Kennard storage for the cash register, isn't it?
he knows a good guitar, and so do
Yeah.
you. Now I'm going to do a camera swap, and we're going to have a close look at the gear. Oh, here we go. It's a bit of crazy GoPro action. So let's have a look.
Ah.
We've got the Brent Mason.
Yes.
There you are, signature PRS. And what are you plugged into over here?
Okay, this is a Matt Schofield Two Rock.
Wow. I don't
Matt
think we've
Schofield
done a video
50
on
it's
this.
called.
Let's have a look at that.
This is a super boutique, beautiful amp. This is, I mean, it's not a super high gain amp, and that's the way he likes it.
Yes.
He likes to be able to play. I mean, he's got really heavy gauge strings on his Strat too.
Does he?
Matt Schofield uses 12s, 11s or 12s.
Plays
No,
it.
he's got 11 to 54 or something like
Wow.
that.
He's
So-
changed down to E flat or something.
I
doesn't
don't
it?
know, not sure, but I definitely think his string gauge has got something to do with getting a bit more gain out of
Right.
what he plays through.
Pushes it a
as
bit
well.
harder.
So what do we got here? We got just your standard stuff, really. It's a single input, but a really, really neat thing here is that each band of the EQ, treble, middle, and bass, has a boost for each one,
Wow.
which is pretty
like
cool.
that.
As you can see, the mid and the bass is actually, is that on or is that off? I don't know which way it is.
Let's have a bit of a play, Neil, and let's have a listen to this beautiful amp. Anything you like, sir.
Okay, so it's on when you push it down.
Right. Yep. There you go.
Oh,
yeah?
no, maybe not. Maybe did that?
No, that's a mid boost there. It sounds like a mid
Yeah.
boost. Yeah,
Sounds magical, doesn't it?
that's pretty magical.
Sounds good. So this is just a neck position on the PRS, which is virtually.
Or GoPro. Look at this little GoPro. Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Beautiful.
Now, when you're noodling around like that, Neil, we'll talk noodling in a minute, and we've got you running into the Morgan cab.
Morgan cab. So that's what's that? A single 12?
I think that's a single
Yeah.
12, yeah.
So
So
combination actually.
very nice. Now, when you were just noodling around like that, Neil, what are you thinking? Have you sort of just picked a key center and you're like, yeah, I'm going to just play a bit around that?
Yeah,
or-
I guess like any player, like I've got a language,
Yeah.
and there's a whole bunch of sentences and words that I use as far as licks and phrases. And
It's an advanced language you're speaking, Neil.
is it?
It sounds pretty advanced.
Is it?
It sounds cool, though.
Yeah, I guess at the heart of it, I really love the blues players who are on the surface of it simpler players, but when you really look at it, there's thought behind it and there's heart behind it. So like
Yeah.
someone like B.B. King, when I was younger as a heavy metal player, I thought, not enough notes. And now I realise, okay, that's the right ones.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So there's that, and there's the Buddy Guy thing, and Freddie King, and B.B. King, and Albert
All
King.
the kings.
But then some of the fancier stuff that you might have heard there might be slightly related to some of the jazzy things that I've been looking into over the years as well. So I guess Robin Ford would be an obvious
big
one.
influence. Yes.
But at the same time, like Wes Montgomery, Jim Hall.
Did I see? Oh yeah, I love Jim Hall. I used to have a book by Jim Hall. Yeah, I've still got it somewhere. I saw a post from you saying that Robin Ford will be appearing. Is it the guitar podcast?
Yes, one of my favourite guitar podcasts, and a big shout out if you ever see this. It's called Guitar Wank.
Right.
It hasn't got the sort of name that's kind of PG rated at 3 p.m. in the
Yes.
but they have merchandise which I'm thinking about buying, but I don't know where I can wear it.
I haven't seen the merchandise, but I'm getting a bit of an idea.
That's a podcast run by an Australian guy who is originally from the Melbourne, Victoria area, from Gippsland somewhere.
Right.
Called Troy McCubbin.
And he's living overseas?
Yeah, I think he's been in Hollywood for about 20 years. And I think he's done some touring with some sort of like major pop acts over there. But I think his bread and butter is his home studio, where he does a lot of soundtracky stuff for the movies and film things. So, and through his studies at MI, like many years ago, he got to know Scott Henderson.
Right. Wow.
And
that's good.
And also Bruce Foreman, who's more of the traditional style jazz player there. Right. And I'd honestly never heard of him before this podcast.
Yeah, I'm not too up with Bruce Foreman.
Bruce Foreman is an incredible bebop jazz guitarist, and that's the Charlie Parker thing is his language.
Right. Wow.
But he's incredibly bluesy and soulful, which is usually the good type of jazz, from my opinion. If it doesn't have any of that in it, it's just kind of cold
like
jazz.
A Kenny Burrell sort of thing?
Yeah, but he's probably got a little bit more bop.
Right.
So the Charlie Parker thing going
Charlie
on.
Parker meets Kenny Burrell. I like it.
Plus everything else. Yeah.
Speaking of other things I like, Neil, I've spared no expense today. This is a show about guitars. It's also a show about testing out some beers. Now, Neil knows a beer, and Neil has actually gone and had his own beer made. And this is the Hawker's XPA. XPA versus IPA.
XPA?
Yeah.
What does X stand for?
I don't know. Indian Pale Ale. And then, folks, if you're watching and you would like to win a prize, maybe a guitar pick or something, please write up what XPA stands for. Or maybe it'll tell me on the back. Let's see. A bright and refreshing beer with a big hop presence, delivering layers of tropical, floral, and fruity aromas. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It doesn't sound like the kind of beer that comes in a tinny, does it?
It does, no, they're getting so fancy now. When I was a child, Neil, way before you were born.
When you drank beer as a child.
When I drank beer as a child, not a young child.
No.
But only 4. Started at 4, so let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy. Not 2.
Don't do it.
Not 2.
Yep.
You know why? Terrible 2s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're only half your age you were at 4.
I'm much more mature at 4. But if you were drinking a tinny, it was you wouldn't go near people drinking tinnies. That was the tough days.
I think maybe the hipster irony thing has come full circle now. And tinnies are. I've always actually quietly enjoyed a tinny.
Man, I'm loving. I actually like beer in a can. I drink cans all the time now.
Yeah.
I'm not a bottle guy, but it took me a long time to turn around, and now they're so good. So, but shall we pop it and have a bit of a listen, see if it makes a sound?
So this is Adios Neil Hawker. So this is like the reverse thing of the Queen smashing a bottle on a ship.
I'm glad I caught you playing before. This brings us to a similar level. Have as much as you want, Neil. Drink. Okay.
It's the taste of a new generation.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think of that? It's got a bit of an aftertaste. It's quite nice.
I like it.
That's almost like, it's not quite a session pale ale, and it's not quite an Indian pale ale.
See, I wouldn't know the difference.
It's kind of, well, like an Indian, it's got that heavy sort of taste. You know it straight away when you have it, and it's like a perfumed heavy taste. Like, oh. Yeah. And then the pale ale's like a, like soda pop sort of thing. Like sparkling water.
Pale ales. You know what I find that in bars in Melbourne, in particular, is that I can't go to a place where 9 out of 10 beers on the tap is a pale ale.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And, I'm originally
slowly changing.
I'm originally from New South Wales, and you with your Queensland knowledge, you probably know this too. Is that trying to find a 2 years old on tap.
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
No,
'Cause
you
it's
won't get
considered
that.
a real old man's beer here.
It's like it's if you go to a pub and there's 4X and 2E's old on tap. Yeah, that's.
I thought that was a sign of
an
a good
import.
pub. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an epic bogan. I don't know.
Well, no, certainly not. Although you support New South Wales, it is very sad. But so that's
Blues.
the Hawkers XBA. That's pretty good. Well, we'll come back and rate it in a moment. We've got a few people on, so we'll say hello. Bob Tullett is on. Good afternoon, fellas. G'day, Bob.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
Michael Ray, and a mighty fine album it is. Yes, it certainly is. Amanda Smith, a top fan.
Hey, Amanda.
G'day, Amanda. And Matt Hayes is on. And do I just... Oh, that's it at the moment. Cool. Well, now, Neil. Neil has a segment on Instagram that I mostly see it called Blues Snacks.
Blues Guitar Snacks.
Blues Guitar Snacks. And if you would like to learn the blues with Neil... that's not a little bad way to do it. It's kind of a good introduction.
Yeah.
What have you been doing in Blues Snacks? Show me some snacks and what should I be doing?
All right. Well, the good thing about Blues Guitar Snacks is for the time-poor musician. So
Yes,
it's 1 minute long because Instagram only lets you do that
Yes,
on the regular
yes.
feed. So, and I actually find some things you could be shown within 60 seconds are really awesome, and you can take them for years and use them. So
I like that.
I might have covered this last time, but it's been a while. So let's just do it.
Go over it. Yeah, let's do
So
it. again.
as we all know, we're going to talk about chord progressions. We're going to talk about little solo bits. and
We
bits
can
and pieces.
talk about anything. Well, if you're watching and you have a request, send it through chords or solo bits. But,
Yeah,
whatever.
let's do one thing related to the pentatonic scale that people don't really consider too much,
Okay.
especially if you were taught as a rock and roll player first. You were taught to go.
So you're playing the blues scale there, A blues.
Your pentatonic thing, right? Right?
Yep.
Which is actually completely enough
Yeah.
for you to be playing for the rest of your life and enjoy yourself, because you can
There you
bend
go.
those notes and play them all different ways, and
Absolutely.
like it's just play them quiet, play them loud. Right, you can do that, and that's completely. Some people make a career out of that, which is awesome, and it's really nice to listen to. But I actually notice people who are just getting into the blues don't really consider the extra things you can add to the scale. So it's a 5-note scale, essentially, and then you add that flat fifth,
The blue note.
which is probably when you go to get the guitar lessons. That's usually about lesson number 2.
Yes.
So you go. Yeah, there's one more note I can add to this, but you're going to have to just wait until next week, kind of
Yes.
thing. So that's usually the blue note.
I'll tell you what, for folks at home, not everybody is up to speed with this. I will just quickly zap the camera on that. Let's have a look, Neil.
Okay, so this will go over an A7 chord or an A or an A minor, whatever you want to do. But usually it's an A7 or an A chord, or you want to play it up here. And the scale that fits over it in the blues or country or whatever. So going up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and that is usually enough. Like, that sounds like a scale, but you can actually hear it's a musical scale. Yeah.
And
Now
just playing the same notes in a different position.
Yeah, and what you saw I actually did there is I actually did a blue note in there, which is the flat fifth. So instead of...
That's very cool.
Right, and that's in heavy metal music, we know that as the
Yeah, the devil's interval.
devil's interval, the tritone. But, let's not get nerdy and satanic at the same time.
Yeah,
So,
that's nice.
but you can hear him make plenty of music out of that. Mike Bloomfield wouldn't even bend it. He'd actually go like this. Instead of going, he'd be, and just, I played this better.
Yeah.
He would let the flat fifth and the fifth clash just momentarily and get this kind of angry kind of.
Oh yeah, and that dissonant. Yeah. I like that. I like
really cool.
Bloomfield a lot.
So the flat and fifth is really common.
Yes.
But the one thing that a lot of guitar players don't consider until maybe they're told, so here we are.
Yes.
All right, is you got this minor third, that C note, but also there's the B, the major kind of 9 sound.
Yep.
And you're getting a little bit more of a down-home country vibe, right?
So you're still playing your A blues scale, but you're adding that B note into it. Okay.
Yeah, so you can. So what we've got now is not just a 5-note scale. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes, and if we also include the B note, we've got a 7-note scale, which is almost as many as a mode.
Okay.
But we're not thinking about it in a nerdy kind of jazz mode kind of way. We're thinking about just adding extra notes to the minor pentatonic to create more interest. You know?
So I'll just
that's the major 9.
Oh, now you're putting in the F sharp as well.
F sharp, am I? Oh, I did too. That's just see. So the thing is, I actually undo my own lessons by playing more stuff than what I said. So the F sharp is also in there, the 6th.
Yep.
So what we got now is the 1, 2 or the 9.
Yeah.
The flat 3rd.
Yeah.
The 4th, which is always there. The flat 5th. The 5. The 6th.
Yeah.
The flat 7 and back to 1. So we've actually got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 note scale.
Wow. Okay.
But we don't think of it as a scale. We just pick and choose those notes to add.
You didn't put a B flat in there, did you? No. Was it?
No. B flat's for university. You know?
Yes.
So what I've got now is.
Sweet.
So it's
lovely.
a sweeter sound, right? It's a much sweeter sound. So
well, I'll tell you what. Let's. If I played the, I think we're going to have a look at the key to the highway.
Yeah.
So if I just played that, you could use that over the lot.
Yeah.
Or would you change for each chord?
I could use all of that. There's another note I can add there, which you can't use over all 3 chords in the blues.
Right.
But let's not cover that. Right.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's have a bit of a listen. I'm just going to do a bit of hand.
Regular pentatonic. There's your sweeter sounds, your 9ths. The 6th there. Still not done. It's still like 6 or 7 notes. Yeah.
That's tasty. That's very tasty.
Yeah.
I think I like that better than the Hawker's beer. Or I'm not sure. That's super tasty. Hawker's XPA by Neil Hawker.
That deserves a drink.
That does deserve a drink. That's fantastic playing, Neil. Now, Neil, where'd you learn to play like that? Because that does not seem to be, not saying you can't teach yourself, but that doesn't seem to be self-taught.
It's a bit of everything. So
Okay.
there's 2 paths people can take. There's formal learning, or there's private lessons and sort of just going along your rock and roll path and discovering things along the way.
Yeah.
I've done a bit of both. So
Yeah.
I started as a heavy metal player, as I said. I was from the tablature generation, you know.
Yeah.
001,
What sort of
01,
metal were you
01.
doing? Like Slayer type metal or
Megadeth was my big thing.
Megadeth? Oh right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Megadeth is such a musician's thrash metal band. Like
Right.
they're such a thinking man's
Maybe
thrash
check it
metal
out.
band. Yeah, it's especially the era from about late '88 until late '90s, which was when Marty Friedman was in the band.
Right.
And Marty Friedman is an amazing heavy metal player. A taste for one, when it's possible, you know. Like, and I gravitated towards players like that. Nuno Betancourt
Oh yeah.
as
yeah.
well.
That's great.
Because Nuno Betancourt's a great blues rock player as well as a
Yes.
shredder, quote unquote,
Yeah.
as well. Paul Gilbert. So pretty much all the guys that I liked in the heavy metal side of things had a bit of soul to them.
The technique on those guys, unbelievable.
It's crazy.
It's just yeah.
It's great. I saw Mr. Big. What was it?
Oh, did you go?
Yeah.
Oh, right. What was that like?
Incredible.
Wow.
It was Mr. Big and Extreme that night. So it was
Oh,
basically
okay.
the two
Everything.
gigs I never ever got to see under the one roof.
Everything you wanted. Was
I was-
Billy Sheehan on bass?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
great. He's amazing too.
Billy Sheen on bass, and the drummer Pat Torpey died last year. Yeah,
Really?
so it was
Oh,
a different
that's not very
drummer. Yeah, he it was Parkinson's disease, and yeah, horrible.
How old was he?
Probably only in his 50s.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
And but the band was incredible. And Extreme is mostly the original lineup, different drummer as well.
Right.
Because they've had about 2 or 3 over the years. Oh no, hang on. Tell a lie. No, it's the regular guy who's been in the band for the last 2 or 3 albums as well. But they haven't really been quite as famous for those albums, you know what I mean? As they were in the 90s when more Than Words was the thing, you know.
Oh yeah. I like More Than Words.
Yeah.
And
But so I guess after being a heavy metal guy, which I still am at heart, I love it.
yeah, so you're like an 80s metal guy.
Yeah, the guys who get over here and do these things. You know? I guess the natural progression is you get introduced to Gary Moore because he's a hard rock guy from the blues school, or vice versa.
Yes, like Gary Moore.
Then Stevie Ray Vaughan, and when I was getting into all that kind of stuff, I was also getting into Eric Johnson and all this kind of stuff too. And this is when the melody really starts to come into your blues playing. It's not just playing your pentatonic box and just screaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's you having a bit of a think about it. You know. And then after that, when I went to start my formal studies, I got introduced to Robin Ford and Larry Carlton, and so it's a mixture of everything.
Players.
Yeah, and when I did my formal studies, I learnt all this kind of stuff that we're talking about today, and it's actually quite simple. You really don't need a degree for it. You know, it's just you just need to be shown and shown what to do with it as well.
I think you've got to have some sort of ability and talent, which you do, Neil. Speaking of ability and talent, I'm going to move on to the next exciting beer. And because we have a technology theme, that was an interesting pass-through.
Yeah.
Technology theme today. So Nigel was here. Did you see our robot guitar demonstration this morning?
I saw a snippet of it this morning.
It was so successful, Neil. You have no idea. And keeping the and of course, the Neil Hawker, the Neil Boland, Neil Hawker Smith, the Hawk, we're not sure. Technology dictated to Neil what he had to do. So to celebrate that, I've gone with the 8-bit Indian Pale Ale. And this is, I do have an opener there in a second, but I'll tell you what, actually, how are your eyes? Maybe you can tell me. This is by Stockade
Brew Company.
It says fruity aroma, citrus, sweet caramel, malt, hop forward. Huh?
Mine doesn't say that anywhere.
Can you see on the side? Does it? Are we drinking the same?
Oh, yeah. That one. That Hawker's beer has already made me half blind. I think.
No, you've got to watch out. Well, this. If that one has this, and now I'm going to say something serious here. This is for the kids. This comes with a warning. This is a 6.5% alcoholic beer. Now, if you're watching this and you have your license to drive, and you'll understand this because I'm a dad and I'm very serious. You can only have about 6 or 7 of these in the first hour, and then you gotta cool it. You got to cool it.
You got to drink enough so the road kind of appears to be a bit squishy, like bumper bowling. Yeah.
Then the next hour, just ease it back to like 3, and you know, after you'll probably be all right to drive.
Just make sure you balance it with plenty of water.
Neil, I'll let you do the honours. You can pop that one. I will. We'll have a listen to this special.
My
sound.
partner will be laughing at this because I'm terrible with a bottle opener, and she's going to be waiting for me to fail. So
this is a
Ronnie,
foul.
look out.
This is a foul proof. Oh, that had the nice sound.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
oh, goodness. Tim Batty is on. That's an old boss of mine. When I had a normal job like your
I got one of those.
extremely successful day job in computing.
It's going all right.
Roy Patton says hi.
Hey, Roy.
Ka-ching. Oh, we'll do one for the promo. You ready? All right. That'll be the snap. Alan Leslie has joined. Alan Leslie, Anthony, I thought you were going to get Neil drunk. I think the mission accomplished.
Maybe I already am.
Yes. All right. So, 8-bit Indian Pale Ale. Let's try it. Here we go.
Oh, I've already done it. It is. I don't know the descriptive terms about beer, so I can't really. But it seems to have a bit more girth.
Yes. Yeah, it does. I like that better immediately. I think the other one's just too. Even though it's your own personalised beer, I understand that. But it's kind of in the middle of the road. But this, that's pretty good. Now, Neil, not only do you play in Hawker Heights and session slugger around town, but you've got another band that you're in, and it's funky, called Pickpocket.
Pickpocket.
Let's talk.
Yep.
Let's talk the pocket.
Okay.
Well,
let's. Here's something I prepared earlier. Pickpocket has a couple of official recordings out, and I say official because these are the 2 albums that this is an EP. This has only come out this year, and last year or the year before now, had an album called Sojourn, which is available at pickpocketfunk.com. And the idea of Pickpocket is to play jazzy style funk music that everyone can get into, not just the chin stroking jazz club crowd. And I think it works like that.
Beret wearing, cigarette holdered.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want to wear is fine. But like,
If you want to wear that,
if you want
that's
to wear
what I'll
that,
be wearing when I go see Pickpocket.
Hey, if you want to wear that, we're not turning you away from our gigs, all right?
It's all good.
And this project is led by a very good friend of mine, Craig Strain, who also plays in Hawker Heights.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. There you go.
He's on my album. He's on South by West.
I knew that.
So,
Okay, fantastic.
and we play instrumental jazzy funk music. And we had a gig on Thursday night, actually, at Jazz Lab in Brunswick.
Oh, okay. Did it go well?
Yeah, it went really well.
That's
It was
kinda
kind
cool.
of like Two Worlds Collide, that gig. It was put on by Isaula Hingano, a singer from Blue Eyes Cry, who's a really great singer in soul and blues, but she probably does more work, as far as I know, in the blues scene.
Yes.
And she put her band on doing soul music. And so it was kind of the blues crowd, and it was my Neil Hawker crowd and my Pickpocket crowd in the one room.
Nice.
So
Nice.
why have a different name? You know.
A delicious combination of oysters and white wine, it sounded like to me.
What is it? Chocolate and lettuce.
Oh, onions on a cream bun.
Yeah. Actually, that sounds like something you could buy from Bread Top, doesn't it?
Yes.
So yeah, Pickpocket's a good little project, and it's Craig's thing, and he's really inspiring to me with that kind of stuff. He's a go-getter.
Do you have a funky Pickpocket type chord progression? Are you guys like sometimes when I go see or listen to a funk band, they'll just sit on like a 2-chord sort of thing, but you guys seem to be a bit more than that.
We don't. We've got like, really compositionally, the Pickpocket music tells a bit more of a story than that. We might have some cyclic chord changes going around just to establish the groove and something to play the head over, but Craig's composition styles have a fair bit of progression to them.
If you're in that band and you're playing, so it's a bigger band than Hawker Heights, and it calls for an A minor funky chord or something. So you're not playing a full A minor, are you?
No.
Probably play something bit more.
Yeah, well, it depends on how quick I've got to move somewhere. The quicker I have to move the chord, the less notes I'll play. Yeah. So, I don't know if you want to do the camera thing again here. But,
yes, let's have a look. I will. Excuse me 1 second. And see how good now. You can see the beer kicking in because I'm slower at getting that. There we go.
What are you looking at?
He'll come over.
So I actually do this in blues guitar snacks too. It crosses over, right?
Mm.
But I talked about a dominant seventh chord,
Yes.
which is the bar chord that we all know and love.
Yes. I love it.
But for the sake of this exercise, because you asked about minor,
Yeah.
minor is just that,
Ooh.
right? You take that
Yeah.
finger off and it becomes a minor third in there,
Yes.
right?
There's my minor.
So what we've got is an A minor 7 chord, which is pretty common grip that you get told when you're learning in the early days, right?
Yeah,
It's
got the finger all
the
the way
whole
across.
bar right across, and the third finger goes on the 7th fret there, which sounds really nice if you're doing John Mayer kind of stuff, where where you might be the only guitarist, or Hendrix, I should say.
Yes, yes. He loves that stuff.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's really nice for that because you get a nice big fat chord right across the neck. But if you're playing in a funk group like I do, or it's quite common in jazz to do this too, the bass player is usually taking care of the bottom note.
Yes.
So your root note is your A,
Yeah.
right, and then you got a fifth, a flat 7, a flat 3, another fifth, and another root note, right? We'll
Yes.
be able to tune there, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. The internet will fix my tuning.
We'll magically be fixed.
So it's about what you can get away with not playing in this situation. So if the bass player's going, or something like that,
Yeah.
I don't need to play the fifth
Yeah.
because there's already one here.
Yeah.
So I'll choose to play this one instead. The minor third's important, I'll keep that one. And the flat third's important. But the root note's not, because there's another one up here. So I'll play those 4 notes as my A minor 7 chord.
Okay, just straight across.
Nice and clean.
That's
I'll just turn it down a bit so I can get funkier.
Okay, I have a question for you. So, say now. So I'm playing that rhythm for you.
Yep.
What are you going to play over the top of that? If I was just sitting on that, which your band's probably not.
Well, it depends on whether I'm soloing or playing another rhythm instrument. So if you pick a rhythm that you like. Yep. I might actually just play a small part to be part of the rhythm section.
It's funky. So a little bit of double guitar stuff. So that's what
Yeah.
you're doing with Jason in the
Yeah. With the songs that have the 2 parts, which is everything.
Yes.
I'll do that with Jace. At the moment, Jason's actually taking a bit of a break from Pickpocket, so I've got to actually rework my parts to become 2 guitar players for an indefinite period of time at the moment, which is cool.
That's cool. It's
Um,
doable.
But yeah, so quite often when you're playing in a band with 2 guitar players, or you on guitar and someone on keyboard, they might be taking care of all the big fat harmony
Yes.
themselves. So it doesn't need another person doing that. It could muddle things up. It could make it sound like mud.
Yeah.
So there's other things you can do to complement, not so much play over. But solo-wise, over that sort of thing, sometimes the 2 worlds between improvising a solo and improvising a rhythm part, like I just did then, kind of are one and the same to me.
Collide.
Yeah, because it's when you're playing in an ad hoc kind of funk way, you're improvising too. Like a jazz bassist is improvising all night.
Yes.
Because they know the main chord progression, but they know how to walk over all those different chords. So they're joining all the chords together by going up and down the neck, kind of thing. So
It's almost sometimes when I'll watch Julian Lage a little bit.
Man, don't even.
He's unbelievable. I know. And it'll be a trio situation, and about 30 seconds in, I'm like, it's great, but I'm a little lost. It's hard to follow it.
yeah,
So
I was lucky
incredible
enough
stuff.
to see him a few years ago.
Oh, really?
I went
In
to
Australia or?
New York. We went there on holidays, and we went to the 55 bar because I know that that's the place where Mike Stern used to play.
Yes.
With Jaco Pastorius and Wayne Krantz's residency.
Wow.
But he wasn't there the week we were there. But either way, I just had to go to that venue to see whatever was on.
Oh, wow.
And it was a trio called the Scott Colley Trio, who was a double bassist.
Yeah.
Julian Large on guitar, never heard of him before.
Wow.
And
Okay.
a drummer from Japan who had basically a regular kick and a regular snare, but the rest of his kit was junk.
Right.
So like bin lids and all this kind of stuff. And,
Like the guy from King Crimson.
Yeah.
Who's the drummer from King Crimson? Write that up, someone.
Yeah, someone.
It just escapes me. Bill. Oh, it's gone.
You're
But
talking prog now.
He used to have a garbage can.
Well, apparently for one album, Metallica had a garbage can too.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right.
on well, it was actually a snare, but everyone said it sounded like a garbage can. On Saint Anger, look it up. Look up Saint Anger snare.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that
It was
movie.
the famous snare. Yeah. Yeah. You could tell a lot of therapy was going on in the studio at the
Oh
time.
my God, yeah. I like the album after that. I think they got it back together a bit.
The latest album's awesome.
All right. Haven't
Yeah,
heard that either.
Hardwired to Self-Destruct. That sort of reignited my inner metal fan again. It's really good. It's really, really good.
need
It's
to
one of
get
the
it.
best.
Now, Neil, I'll chuck this over. If you think this out of tune, give it a quick tune.
Yep.
While you're doing that, I'll just see who's online, and then I know you're a busy man, and so we might wrap out of here with go over the key to the highway again.
Yeah.
Show me some of those fancy licks.
And the chord progression too, because it's an 8-bar blues.
An 8-bar
And
blues,
people don't
yes.
normally talk about 8-bar blues that much.
Oh,
It's,
well, we will talk about Bill Bruford. There we go.
Bill
Michael
Bruford,
Ray.
yes.
Boom.
Michael's.
Michael, have you ever played Rock Quiz? 'Cause I think you need to be on Rock Quiz.
Yes.
You're like the Kiwi guy with the big thing under his...
Alan Bro.
sorry, Alan Bro. Before we depart...
I think we call that a butterscarf, by the way.
It's a butterscarf. Oh, Alan Bro. I
Sorry,
think
Alan.
he's lost some weight, though, Alan Bro. I think
He's looking fit.
He's gone. What do you... Shall we... let's rate these beers and then play us out with some fancy stuff. What do you give the 8-bit? It's out of 5, Neil. Don't feel bad to give it 0 or 5, whatever you like.
I think I have to leave my IPA biases at the door
Yes?
because I'm a draft drinker.
Right, okay.
So in the context of IPA, I think this is a 4.
Wow. Okay, that's a big call. I like it a lot. I probably won't go 4. I'll go 3.5 on that one. But it's
He's a
pretty
connoisseur,
nice.
so he's a bit more harsh. You know,
But basically, I drink it all the time.
Look out for Anthony in the next issue of IPA
my
Aficionado magazine.
In the next issue of Vintage Sellers magazine.
Yeah.
And your own personal brew.
You know what I'm going to say here.
He just bought a bag of Cooper's mix from Safeway. Did it at home.
You know what I've got on the fridge? I got a case of Melbourne's.
Oh, Jesus.
Just working man's beer, mate.
That's hard. That's hard.
I'm going to give this a 5.
A 5. The Hawkers. You know what? Let me have another.
Sorry,
taste.
but it's just got that. You know.
That is pretty tasty. That is pretty tasty for a can. Man, I'm going to go more. I'll go up towards. Will I go a 4?
It's the tinny, isn't it? It's just.
It's a tinny. Let me have one more.
Come on,
me
tinny.
right. Oh, in the microphone. No, I'll go 3.5 as well. I'm right down the middle. I'm split.
So
I'm
harsh.
torn. I know. I'm brutal.
Hawker's beer. I know I sent you an email last year or the year before, and I nagged
Did
you
you?
for a gig at the brewery, and you didn't answer my emails.
Now's a chance.
Now, I've got some notoriety now because I'm on the Guitar Colonel's show.
Yes. Well,
So if you want to come crawling back to me,
let me tell you the list of celebrities knocking at the door to get in here. But Neil's here.
if you want to come crawling back, just let me know. And Hawker's beer is the best beer.
Hawkers, where is it? Hey, snip that out and put it on your website.
Yeah.
Where is
They're in Reservoir.
are they?
Yeah.
There you go.
Sort of between High Street and Cheddar Road. You know the Cheddar Road area of Reservoir where that terrible railway crossing is, where it's got like about 5 different points on it, and it takes about 20 minutes to get through.
Yeah, I know, up that way. Right, wow. I tell you what it does have on the back here. It
Plenty
says
Road, sorry.
Hawker. Hawker, a person who travels from place to place selling goods. Middle English hawker, probably from Middle Low German hawker. Oh, from Hocken, to pedal, bend,
Yeah, it's a seller.
a bear on back. What?
That's probably the other reason why I changed the name, because
bit-
every time I went to a shop, there was a sign on the door going, no hawkers. It's so disheartening, you know?
Where did the hawker name come from?
It's actually a town in South Australia that my dad was born in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the in-joke humour of Hawker Heights now, I grew up in a suburb called Regal Heights in Wollongong.
Right.
Now, it sounds really posh, but
Yeah.
the family joke is it's probably the least posh suburb in Wollongong besides Dapto.
So you were born in Adelaide?
Wollongong.
You were born in Wollongong?
Yeah,
Wow,
my dad
okay.
was born in Hawker.
Did you have dinner with Wayne Gardner all the time?
No, but I was in the Cub Scouts when I was a kid, and Wayne Gardner came and did a talk.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That was pretty
I
cool.
love Wayne.
Yeah.
He's a big star. He
Him-
was a big star.
Him and the Illawarra Steelers used to come around.
Oh, really?
And say hi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now,
Nobody from Melbourne knows what the hell that is.
I will just say one thing before we play out here, and that is Neil Hawker likes rugby league, and that means I like Neil Hawker or Neil Boland. I haven't even got his name right, but rugby league, folks. He's from the New South Wales area. Neil, I'll play through that Key to the Highway again.
Yep.
This is I just learnt the Clapton acoustic version. And just play whatever you want, and we'll play us out. And
Yeah.
thanks for joining, folks.
Yeah, so one thing you got to know about the Key to the Highway, it's an 8-bar blues. So it's over, in blues terms, it's over about 5 minutes earlier than other songs. So
Okay.
it's really good.
Cool. Thank you for coming, Neil.
I'll talk our way through the chords as you play them. And,
Yeah,
the
cool.
folks at home. A chord, straight to the 5. E, down to D. Stick on D. A. 5 chord, E. A. 4 if you want. A. E. So it's all really quick.
That's sweet. That ain't the beer talking. That's Neil Hawker, Neil Boland Smith, the Hawk. That's sweet, man. Thank you so much. A customary handshake.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks
It's
for
been fun.
coming in. Thanks, guys, for checking that out. You can check Neil. Neil plays everywhere. He's like, except for the South Side for some reason. I don't know. What is Neil?
I don't know. Just I
We
don't know.
want you to come.
South
over to the
Side.
South.
Well, Pickpocket is playing next week at the Paris Cap
Ah,
in the city, so that's not quite south of the river, but it's close.
That's fancy. Let me tell you. That's like, there's some very fancy people there.
Yeah.
And it's very tasty. And you can see some tasty licks from Neil. You can buy his record. Where can we get it?
Hawkerheights.com.
Hawkerheights.com. Spotify.
It's on
All
Spotify.
the usual record.
You can get it from Basement Discs.
Basement
Discs.
Hello.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah.
A pleasure. Check out Blues Guitar Snacks as well.
Yeah.
It's
Just
very-
just look for the hashtag on Instagram. It's very.
If you want, like, come on, let's face it, the best blues guitar lessons in Australia. They're right here in Melbourne. He's right here. So call him up, contact him, send him a personal message. We're out of here, folks. Ciao. You can find us on YouTube. Oh, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe. We need subscribers. We'll be everywhere else. Twitch, Vimeo, Instagram, Facebook. Bye, folks. Oh, tasty.